We're live.
Oh, hello.
Do you want to introduce us, Landon?
Yes. Sorry, right? I should have prepared that. Hi, I am Landon. My pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be running some Urban Shadows second edition for you all today. You can find my Twitter handle right there. Yeah, does everyone want to go around and introduce themselves and maybe say who they're going to be playing?
Sure, I can start. I'm Jaded Jester from Near Dark Society, formerly Near Dark Studios. I'm going to be playing Anna Shaw today, the veteran.
And I'm Kitty Kimchi. I'm from River Region Studios, and I'm going to be playing Jillian Bean. You can call her Jelly Bean, and she's the Fae.
I'll go next. I'm Aid. You can find me at my Twitter handle down below. You can find me over on the Gehenna Gaming channel on Mondays or on Karen Comfort Studios on Fridays. And today I'm going to be playing Kyle, and he is a wizard.
Hi, I'm David. I'm mostly found over at Darker Days Radio. Do a little bit of streaming with Gehenna Gaming every 2 weeks. I'm also doing my own stuff, The Drunken Storyteller. That's my Twitter handle. I'm not very active on Twitter, so sorry, I might not respond. Yeah, and I'm playing Satie, the wolf, the werewolf. Sorry, the wolf.
All right, so a little bit about Urban Shadows before we jump in. Urban Shadows is a powered by the apocalypse system. So all the rolls are 2d6 plus something, and everything's very narrative driven. Urban Shadows is a game about urban fantasy political intrigue, typically set in a modern day city. We're going to be playing in Savannah, Georgia today, mostly because I found a really cool cemetery in Savannah, Georgia. I don't know the city very well myself, so if I get something wrong, just it's alternate Savannah, Georgia. We do have lines and veils already in place because I always love to do safety tools shout out, which everyone has access to. And then also always have the X card at the table. So if anybody is ever uncomfortable with anything, say X, make an X, drop an X in chat, whatever works for you, player wise, and we'll make any adjustments that we need to make. But I think we're pretty good just based on lines and veils. And yeah. All right, there's my blurb. So I think we can just go ahead and jump in because I already given everyone characters. I have a love letter for all of you to start us off today. To the supernatural of Savannah, the blue moon has returned once again to the city. As it rises above the graveyard, so do the already boiling tensions in the supernatural community. The graveyard is the perfect place to complete rituals of great strength and power, drawing on the energies that haunt its grounds. It's only a matter of time before a fight of some sort breaks out. You have each been called to the graveyard this evening. For Jillian, your monarch is giving you a second chance to complete the ritual you had failed to previously, bringing your court seat of power into Savannah for a period of time. Kyle, the conflict between the wolves and the Fae you've been trying to mediate has brought you here as the two vie over the use of the grounds tonight. Anna, your intel has let you know that the new avatar Mammon, Emerald, is going to be here tonight in an attempt to further ascend her power. And Sachi, this is your territory. For better or worse, you're going to protect it. Of course, there's almost certainly going to be more key players on the scene. And who knows what secrets the graveyard hasn't revealed yet. In advance, I'd like everybody to go ahead and roll with spirit. This is my love letter custom move. This is just something to have a little bit of fun. If you get a 7 to 9, you get to hold 1. If you get a 10 plus, you can hold 2. And you can use that hold at any point in this game to add a +1 or a -2 to anyone's rolls. So keep track of that. 7, all right.
I can't do 11 on 2 hands, but this is the best roll that I will do the entire game. Everything else will now go wrong.
I got a 10.
I have 11.
All right, awesome. So everyone has some hold to play around with either their own rolls or other rolls. Just thought that'd be a little bit of a fun thing to do today. So our scene opens in late evening as the sun is starting to set over Savannah. We see a shot of the entrance to the Bonaventure graveyard, which is where our debacle is taking place tonight. I need to have character names in front of me. Sachi, are you currently patrolling your territory?
Yes.
All right.
Of course I am. It's the one place that I feel comfortable.
Okay, so we see Sachi patrolling the graveyard. Now, you do have a move for opening session when you are actively patrolling your territory. It's the comes with the territory move. So if you want to go ahead and give me a blood roll.
Blood is 2, so... Oh, God, I'm liking these dice. That is going to be a total of 13.
All right. So currently your territory is secure and trouble is at a minimum. You'll get to take a +1 ongoing when you hit the streets in your territory, should that happen. And so right now, everything seems to be quiet, but you know that it's only going to be a matter of time as the sky is getting darker. You're starting to see more people than usual start to converge upon the graveyards.
Start to get a little bit itchy and antsy.
Just a little bit. One of the people who arrives is your pack leader, though, Yuko. So, might have a little bit of backup if needed.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, you have been tasked with something that involves the graveyard today. How are you arriving on the scene?
So I saw that Kyle has a crappy car.
Yes.
So I bet he takes his crappy car. To give a little bit more of a description of Kyle, he wears very oversized sweatshirts. He's very disheveled kind of looking. He clearly doesn't really put too much effort into his appearance because he's got better things to worry about. And so he pulls up in his crappy car and he's got it's probably got a book bag or something with books in it because he's he's early, time to read some books while he's waiting.
All right, so we get those shots of Kyle arriving with his books. What about
right.
Jillian or Anna? There we go.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll show up in my crappy pickup truck since we're going with the crappy car theme. So I'll show up and I'll kind of just, Anna has salt and pepper, white hair, kind of from stress, it looks like. She's got some facial scarring. And she's going to hop out and kind of stay in the shadows kind of while trying to scope out the area while she's going into the cemetery.
Ooh. So if you want to get some useful information, there is actually a move for that called studying a place of power.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So we do have our hub move, which gives you an extra +1 on this. In Urban Shadows, we have hubs. Our hub is the graveyard. So let's see. When you study a place of power, roll with the circle that controls it. So that'll be your knight stat.
Okay. So that'll be 10.
Awesome. Okay. So on a hit, you see below the surface to the reality underneath. Ask the MC one question about the schemes and the politics of the circle in question. And on a 10+, your insight grants you +1 forward against that circle.
All right. Are there any examples of questions for
that? It's pretty broad. It could be anything from where are the wolves going to set up their ritual tonight to something much more broader of who's really in control here. Basically any information that Anna might find useful can kind of get asked under this question.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go with the first one, though, where the wolves are going to set up.
So as you're scoping out the area, you see that So the Bonaventure Cemetery has like a bunch of trees that have moss and stuff hanging off of them. And you notice that kind of further back in the cemetery up against the river, there is a kind of clearing that's pretty well obscured by these trees, but with the river right there, we'll get a good view of like the moon. And you're seeing some kind of wolfy looking fellows heading that way.
All right. Yeah, I'll try to get a little bit closer so I can just keep an eye on that spot.
All right. And then Jillian, Jellybean.
Well, she caught an Uber, and so when she gets out, you see that she has very glittery pink makeup, very shimmery, long see-through pink shirt. And so she's just out and she looks around. Ooh, spooky.
I love it. All right. So everyone has arrived on the scene. And then the four of you do all know each other. So feel free to interact at any point. It is getting late in the evening and the sun is starting to go down beneath the horizon. The lights in the cemetery starting to turn on and kind of giving that glow that we see on like TV shows when the light just never quite goes far enough. And Anna, I think you're the first person to notice, since you're watching that gathering spot. You look away for a moment and you look back, and there are more people there than you saw walk past you.
Do they look shady at all? What are they doing?
It's Urban Shadows. Everybody looks shady.
So they just like hanging around. Just are any of them talking to each other? Or?
They're all kind of hanging in the tree line. And it seems like the people who are setting up in that space currently haven't noticed them yet. But you have a pretty good inkling that they're probably at the very least not human, because there is no way to get there without going past you.
All right, I'm gonna hang back then where I'm at for a little bit.
All right.
On it.
Sachi, as you're patrolling around, Yuko, your pack leader, comes up towards you. She is in her late 30s, fairly well built, has some scars on her neck from a pretty rough fight once upon a time, but people generally don't mess with her anymore. And she gives you a bit of a nod. Have you noticed anything out of the usual so far?
I respectfully nod my head back in kind of the manner of a deferential pup in a way, I suppose. Nothing yet, but my there's a tingle in the air, and I seem to think there might be some friends around. I'm going to go check.
All right. Well, we're counting on you to
around somewhere.
Thinking
that maybe these three have turned up some. Maybe we planned.
For sure. Everyone has cell phones of some sort. So, but Yuko gives you a bit of a nod, and all right. Well, we're counting on you to keep the peace while we complete this ritual. You know the importance of the blue moon to our pack. I mean, only happens once in a blue moon.
That joke doesn't get tired. And as long as I get to keep the peace in the way that I like to keep the peace, I think I'll have a good evening.
Well, once we start the ritual, the rest of the pack will be pretty well detained in that area. as we're working on channeling the moon's power into our newest recruits. So if anything happens at that point, you're going to be on your own. But before then,
That's where I thrive.
give a shout.
That's where I thrive. Let's bring it.
And she heads off towards the back of the cemetery. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna walk around and see if I can find one of these three. Still, knowing that there's going to be an important ritual and that we're bringing in a new member, I do want to make sure that nobody's going to trespass where they're not welcome. Knowing that there's definitely fae around. One of them is someone I know.
Yeah, and
maybe we're gonna go for a walk away from places.
so out of you three, who do you think Sachi finds first? I feel like it's not Anna, because Anna.
Yeah.
Like...
I was gonna say, I would imagine it'd be the one in the pink sheer dress that's all glittery.
Yeah.
That seems fair. So you're able to find the person you're looking for.
Just kind of walking around is like just see Gillian there. It's like, what is it with the fae? Why? Just see this sparkling thing walking through a graveyard in the evening. I'm just like, and I head over. Hey, Gillian. Yeah. Nice get up.
I kind of reach and I scratch behind his ear.
Look at you, a little bit strange. Like, I'm in human form at the moment.
So it doesn't work. It doesn't work this way.
Nah, not yet. Maybe later, but not at the moment.
Promise?
If you do it later, then you might not leave with a hand.
No, that's no fun.
Well, that's what I'm here for. It's fun for me.
Huh.
But yeah, just a word of warning. It's a look. It's just a nice look. I'm not going to complain, but there's a lot of people over there who might take a disagreement with this.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I if I was allowed to, I might consider it. But I know there's some very big people who aren't particularly friendly, who are doing some very important work tonight and don't want to be disturbed.
Would I be able to hear all this going on?
Yes, because it's interesting. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with rule of cool and interests.
Yeah, I'll just go and approach them. Well, what we got going on here, guys?
He doesn't like my dress.
Oh, it's a lovely dress. Don't say that to a lady like that.
I didn't say I personally, I don't mind it. It's quite nice, quite fetching. But it's not me who has the problem. It's elsewhere.
I'm gonna look over. Yeah, so what's the big event going on tonight?
Well, we've got a new member joining the pack. So big news for us. Kind of big rituals. And we got some of the big wigs in. Some of the big boys and girls have come down to play. And,
You got all the big bad wolves in tonight?
There's going to be a lot of woofing tonight.
Sounds dangerous.
I think at this point, Kyle comes over and you can see they're very out of kind of just like out of sorts. And she looks between Sachi and Jelly Bean and is like, okay, yes, two of you are here. Perfect. What's going on?
Just out for a walk. I don't know.
Well, it sounds like there's a big initiation party going on.
I wouldn't call it a party. Well, I would. I'm not sure you would.
Okay. Okay. And then Kyle looks over to Jellybean and is like, and what about your people?
I don't know. Then she just looks up at the sky, at the stars, then she starts counting. There's a lot
Right.
out there tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun night, I heard.
Blue moon.
Great. Looking
I'm start snapping along with her.
Do I see any fae, like, well, besides Jillian, obviously, but like other fae, like hanging out?
Yeah, because you definitely know some of the fae as you've been working on, trying to ease tensions between the fae and the wolves in the area. And you notice for sure Nash, who runs a cafe nearby. And they are from the same court as Jellybean and are going out of their way to ignore her as they are starting to kind of, pay their respects to the dead and not look suspicious at all as they bring completely inappropriate flowers to put on somebody's grave.
Oh, okay. But they're currently, at the very least, staying away from where the werewolves are? Question.
They're meandering.
They're starting to head
way.
towards. Great. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep my eye on that.
Meanwhile, I go get one of the inappropriate flowers and put it in my hair.
Trying to think of what's a bad flower to put on a grave.
Ooh.
I don't know, something that definitely just the flower meaning is not right for and very intentional because
I was gonna say, is it intentional?
Knows.
Okay, good.
I noticed.
Great.
As I'm going to guess, trying to remember the names here. As Kyle kind of notices the fae, I follow the gaze and I just start scowling, gustily, kind of quietly growling.
Look.
I don't like that. Last time you did that, we had a problem.
If everyone just stays on their side of the court,
Dog.
not literally, just everyone, it'll be okay.
And as if to punctuate that point, you start to hear a ruckus from further back in the graveyard.
Is it like fighting ruckus or shouting ruckus?
It's some fighting ruckus followed by like a clap of thunder, but it's not currently storming, and some other weird elemental noises.
Well, that's alarming.
I'm going to just turn and run straight towards it.
Same, but I run much slower.
Same, but I can't run because my knee's bad, so I limp the whole time.
I skip.
Goddamn youngsters.
Can I go and take a movement? Can I partially transform?
Oh yeah, that's something that you can just since you have the corruption move to do that. That's but if you want to only partially transform right now, I will need a let it out roll, which is with spirit.
Oh god. Spirit is, what is my spirit? Oh, I've got one in there. Okay. Oh, I'm doing well with these. That is going to be a 9.
All right. Boop on a hit. Activate and mark corruption. So you're gonna end up marking 2 corruption to do this.
Okay.
And are you gaining your weaponry or your armor?
Ooh, I'm gonna take armor because there was a big loud thunderclap and I'm a little bit worried that it might be more than I can chew, so to speak.
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
not going to actually let anybody else know that I'm a little bit worried about the fight.
Right. So Sachi, you make it onto the scene first, so to speak. You got a little bit of a head start. I mean, Jellybean probably could have made it quicker, but she's skipping. So and when you arrive, you see that there are quite a few. They look human, but not totally human, definitely Fae. Who had stepped out of the tree line into that clearing that your pack was in. And
Was in?
Hmm?
Did you just say was in?
Are in. Sorry.
I was just getting worried that they've all just been murdered.
No. No, they've been pushed back a little bit, but they haven't been totally pushed out of the clearing yet. As you see, it's not, the moon hasn't quite risen yet, so people haven't quite transformed yet. Yuko did something very similar to you, as her face has elongated into a snout, and there are some very sharp teeth bared towards this Fae leader, who is the one who has lightning crackling out of their hand, threateningly. That's a word. In a threatening manner. But it seems to be at a little bit of a stalemate right now. Kind of saying who's gonna make the next move. It's like that tension before a duel fight in a Western.
What are the numbers like on each side?
There's probably, I'm going to say, like about 3 Fae and probably about 6 members of your pack.
I'm guessing they don't know I'm coming.
The Fae?
Yeah.
Or oh yeah, no, they're all very. There is, you can, as you're approaching, you can hear Yuko through her growls. We got here first. Go find your own spot.
I'm going to just throw caution to the wind, and barrel roll into the one with lightning in its hand from behind. Just gonna run through them all straight into the middle of it.
No.
Is everyone there now, or am I still limping?
Yeah, it's like Kyle and Anna are like.
You all are going to arrive to see Sachi doing this.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Sachi got enough of a head start to do that. So Sachi also gets another armor from the reckless move. Go ahead and roll to unleash an attack, please, or turn to violence. Sorry, unleash an attack is first edition. Turn to violence.
I'm guessing this is on blood as well.
Yes, sorry, that's a roll with blood.
No, I only get 6.
Ooh. All right.
Just dive straight past them.
So you dive in towards this Fae, and you thought they didn't see you coming, and then you just crash right through a glamour. And as you clash through that glamour, it flickers out. You hear the snap of air, like somebody teleported behind you, and you feel that lightning shock just hit you straight in the back as you get shoved farther forward. You are going to take 1 damage. That's armor piercing, and you're a little bit stunned as you fall to the ground.
Oh, 1 damage. Cool. Okay.
What the hell? Why?
Yeah, and that's what the other 3 of you arrived to.
That was me, Kyle, just being like, oh, well, just imagine just way out of breath, just like, what the hell are you doing?
Since I'm skipping, have I made it there yet?
Oh yeah, you are all on the scene now.
Okay, I'd like to while he's preparing to charge, I'd like to step in between both of them, try to place my hands on both of them and use Bedlam.
Ooh, okay.
Don't like what that sounds like.
I do.
So first, Bedlam is one of my favorites. Where is it? I can't find it. What emotional state are you trying to put them in?
Calm.
Ooh,
I'm trying to calm them both down.
Okay. And then, so when you use your fairy magic, you either suffer a harm, mark corruption, or you give your monarch a debt. Which one are you doing?
A debt.
All right. I'll mark that somewhere. All right. So you get in there in between the two of them. Because of the mist, you're a little bit late. The attack already happened, but you're able to, using that attack, just step in, hands on both of them. And Sachi, you feel an unnatural calm, like the warmth of a spring day come over you.
I become it's a very obscure feeling, something I'm not used to. And I kind of like start, imagine like a puppy starts rolling around in the spring grass, and I kind of start completely embarrassing myself in front of everybody, not just having fallen on my ass, but now acting like a cute little puppy can.
I'm gonna start shaking my head this whole scene.
And Jellybean, the other Fae, looks at you. They're tall, have very sharp facial features. Their hair is like golden wheat colored and plaited. And they look at you and, I'm sorry, what are you doing?
I'm not paying any attention. I'm touching them and I'm singing Tooraloo-ra-loo-ra, tyranny.
Kyle or Anna, what are the two of you doing?
I'm gonna be standing next to Kyle. I'm just gonna look over Kyle and be like, "You just want to hang back and watch this, or should we do something?"
And Kyle is still trying to catch your breath because they're not athletic at all, and they just ran across this entire cemetery. And he's just like, just gotta make sure that tonight goes smoothly. Why were they fighting already?
I know it ain't a good sign, that's for sure.
No, okay, let's
the
try to make
spectacle
sure.
in a cemetery. My God.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised, but we'll hang back for now. But if things start to get heated again, I gotta step in. I can't let them go at each other.
Yeah. Are those two calm now?
Yes, they're
okay.
Sachi is rolling in the grass, and the other currently unnamed Fae has calmed down, is no longer like all electric-y, but looks very confused as to why you stepped in and did this.
So I go, peace and love, everyone. And I go and I try to scratch Sachi on the stomach since he's rolling around like a puppy.
Oh my God, you already embarrassed the poor man enough as it is. Come on.
Just to double check, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think Sachi is female.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry.
Just wanted to double check.
I don't see
Sorry.
Sorry. I was gonna
redact
the message.
her.
Yeah, Sachi. That's female name. It means happy, weirdly.
Happy?
Yeah. Sachi is very happy at the moment, rolling around in the grass, getting belly rubs. Very obscure feeling. Might change the entire character's motive now.
I mean, it's temporary. It's a Fae magic, so there's a limit to how long it lasts.
Oh, also going on, do I see any of the other circles there? Because I think, did you say it's only been the wolves and the Fae so far that we've noticed?
Yeah, so as this is going on and you're looking around, at this point the sun has gone completely down, but the moon hasn't come up yet. But in that darkness, you're starting to able to see like a like fog. I just used like too many times. You're starting to see a fog kind of roll in off of the river. And as that fog goes over some of the burial plots, you see specters starting to rise up from their burial plots.
I'm gonna point it out to Kyle. Looks like we got some more company showing up.
Ghosts in a graveyard. Real unique. Great.
Well, hopefully they don't start fighting too.
Yeah, we already got this to deal with, which by the way are the Fae and the wolves, are they still super tension, like ready to go, or have things seemed to ease a little bit, or?
So the Fae have eased a little bit because the leader was calm. Yuko is still ready to throw hands.
Okay.
I imagine Yuko's also probably looking at me with some
Yeah, you're getting judged.
Disapproving looks. Oh
Like,
no.
You feel the disapproving pack mob look.
Great. I think
start hiding.
at this point then Kyle will kind of take like a step or two towards them, but not too far away from Anna, and just like hold his hands up like very non-threateningly and just say, we don't have to fight. Everyone can get along here.
Yuko looks towards you, Kyle. Also, Kyle's she, her as well, right?
Yeah, any pronouns.
Sorry. No, okay, cool. Awesome. Any and all pronouns. Awesome.
Yeah.
But so she looks towards you. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised that you showed up with all your meddling. Look, we got here first. Possession is 9/10 of the law. They're the ones who showed up and started all of this. And the Fae. Before I actually give them a name, would anybody like to give a name, put a face to a name or a name to a face for the Fae? That's totally a thing you can do. Or else I'm just gonna go ahead and name them so I stop calling them the Fae.
I'm good with whatever.
All right, cool. So the Fae, whose name is Sage, looks towards Yuko and says, well, if possession's 9/10 of the law, then clearly we were about to get it before whatever this is, and like gestures towards Sachi rolling in the grass and Jellybean being all just how I
I'm gonna step forward up next to Kyle. Look, all right, we've had our fun here, but I'm sure we can all share, right? We're adults. We can do this.
So what do you propose we do?
Well, who needs what? Does everyone have to be in the spot right here? Can we just break it up or something? Maybe everyone goes their own separate ways. Everyone gets a little corner of the cemetery. You know what I'm saying? No one has to
Place. I agree with all of what she said. It's a big place. Surely you guys can, I don't know, like section it out. You stay over there and everyone else stays over there.
It's a little beautiful little chunk of land by the river, but you know, over there you got some nice mausoleums with some nice stained glass windows. You can make a little night of it. I don't know.
The Fae kind of just sighs in exasperation. There are ley lines that go through the cemetery. Multiple ones of them converge on this point. That is why we both need this point.
Ley lines, right, of course. Ley lines.
Can you I don't know, take turns or something?
Jellybean.
All right.
You have to take turns on a landline.
In the background, we see that Nash has joined this side of the Fae. And Nash just really doesn't like you, Jellybean. You two have a history. You're rivals. They just don't like you. And they're like, I don't even know why our queen trusts you with anything. But Yuko turns to you, Kyle, and our ritual requires us to how do I say this? Our ritual requires us to be directly in the moon's path as we bring our newest member to join the pack. We want to make sure that they are welcomed to the fullest. I'm not sure taking turns is practical, but Kyle or Anna, because you both kind of contributed to this, I want one of you to give me a persuade and NPC roll. Because there was that's with heart.
Ooh, I think that Anna should do that.
Oh, yeah, I can go ahead and do that.
Kyle is, as much as she's trying to persuade, she's not very charismatic at all.
I'll be 7.
All right. On a 7 to 9, they counter your offer, demand payment, a debt, a favor, resources before agreeing to follow through. So Yuka goes but and looks at you, Anna. Was under the impression that you had stepped out of the game, but if you're back in the game, there's plenty of help that we could need from somebody of your abilities. I would be happy to find another decent spot further down the river if you were to say, agree to pay me back at some point. So she's asking for a debt on you to peacefully leave this confrontation.
Fuck it. Why not? I probably got a good 10 years left in me. Go for it.
How long am I going to be getting belly rubs for?
I feel like it's starting to wear off at this point because player agency.
I'm kind of sat down on the ground now, kind of picking grass. I'm still calm, but I'm kind of coming out of it, and I'm kind of feeling a little bit sorry. Just turn and look up to you, and mutter. It's like, Anna's not really in the game anymore.
No, Anna's in the game.
Well, okay. Carry on picking Daisy.
Got some shit always dragging me back for something.
I had to save you last time. I'm just going to read my character sheet and make sure I have got this bit right. I know there's a little.
Yeah, no, totally. Yep, that is a debt that you have on Anna.
We can call it even because the time you fucked up that security detail and you turned all full rabid wolf.
Well.
Anyway.
So, here, have a daisy chain.
Oh,
Why am I making daisy?
That's actually quite lovely. Thank you. This is beautiful.
Why am I making daisy? What did you do to me? And I just kind of start growling.
Oh,
You didn't like it?
No.
It works on my boyfriend.
Here, maybe he'll like it better if we do this. I'm gonna twist it up into a crown and put it on her head. There you go.
It's a secret, but he's a vampire.
So anyway,
Can't tell anyone.
Be careful with those.
Kyle just face palms.
So yeah, Yuko is already left halfway through this conversation. She's just like, I'm not staying around for this. And she's already directing the rest of the pack mates to we're gonna relocate. I think further down that way should be good. And Sage is just standing there looking super smug. Sage always looks smug anyways, but somehow just got smugger because they won this and they didn't even have to do anything.
Low-key growling throughout the entirety of the next half hour at these two.
Look, everyone can get what they want. Just play nice. We don't need to have a fucking war tonight.
Spoiled.
Kyle's just done with it already. It's like not even the beginning of it's getting late, but the night is still young, and he's just not having it.
Yeah. Speaking of the night being young, as the pack members start to move further down, we see the moons start to appear in the sky. They're not fully out, but we're getting closer to our wolf having to change. And as that little bit of moonlight crests over the horizon and starts to filter into the graveyard, we see the specters that had been rising up starting to kind of turn like a bit more corporal. Normally they're just very like misty. You can kind of tell that they're people, but unless they're actively like trying to manifest, they don't have a lot of form. But as they start to turn more corporal, how do I explain this? There also is like, as the moonlight passes through them, it seems like a lot of the light as it filters through these specters is going back towards that mausoleum area, actually, that Anna had pointed out earlier about there being some nice mausoleums that way. What do y'all do? Some spooky moonlight stuff. What y'all want to do?
I want to go sniff it.
It smells like moonlight.
Ooh.
Sparkly.
Did you say it was almost a full moon? Is that what you said?
What's a full moon?
Oh.
It's not totally risen yet. When the moon rises.
So when it's in a certain point in the sky, that's when shit goes down.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to.
Okay. All right. Well, judging by looking at it, how much time does it look like that will be till?
Yeah, maybe like 10 minutes.
Oh my God. All right.
Woof time.
Well, I'm gonna.
Right.
I'm gonna look up the moon. Yeah, don't like that.
I do.
I know you
I
do.
think it's pretty.
Yeah, it's just great. Here in about 10 minutes, it's not gonna be so great.
Yeah, you might want to run in 10 minutes.
I might run right now. Actually, no, I can't run. Fuck.
Well, I said, you've retired, haven't you? I can't keep dragging you out of these things.
I tried to retire, but something popped up. Couldn't ignore it. Unfortunately, I tried.
I stare at Jelly.
What? What'd I do?
You turned me into a puppy.
She
Well,
was
you
just
were a good girl.
helping. Kyle says very unconvincingly.
Hey, that flower crown goes really well with your skin tone, okay? It looks lovely on you. You should be thanking
Thank you.
her.
Can I go sniff the mausoleum as I get bored of the conversation?
Ooh, all right. As you start to head that way, you get a whiff of sulfur.
Ooh.
And a woman's perfume.
Oof, what a combo.
Is it strong? Will the others be able to smell it, or is it?
Nope, this is your wolfy senses.
The sulfur smell is kind of the concerning part to me, but I also the perfume, I look towards Jellybean, move over and sniff Jellybean while growling. You like perfume, don't you? That's you I smell.
No.
Wait, Wait, what are you talking about? Perfume? What's going on?
Something. There is perfume in the air. There's a smell.
I'm gonna look around. Do I notice there's still specters? Are they still hanging around? Can you see them?
They are, but there are less of them.
I'm like gesture broadly to them. Like I'm assuming it's one of them. Like that's usually the MO, right? Ghosts smell like perfume or something, like roses.
Ghosts don't smell of anything. They're made of nothing. However, there is a rotten smell. Eggs, sulfur.
Okay, that's a little more alarming.
Yeah, I would have let off with the sulfur smell. It's where's it coming from?
Where is it coming from? I'm guessing the mausoleum.
Yeah, the mausoleums.
Mausoleum, yeah, over there. And I point towards the.
I'm gonna walk up to it. There's windows, I assume, that you can look through. Maybe.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
All right, I'll find a window and I'm gonna peek through it. Do I see anything?
Yes, inside you see that there is multiple candles that have been lit in what is clearly a ritual circle. And as you peek in, you get a glimpse of Emerald right before she drives a dagger into the heart of some unnamed human sacrifice.
Holy shit.
Sorry,
Right.
who? Emerald? Sorry,
Yes. So Emerald is a demonic vessel. She is human, but she is also has a contract with Mammon, who is the avatar of greed in the demon pantheon.
And apparently she owes me a debt.
She does owe you a debt. That is correct.
Ooh. Anyway,
I'm
She's also a professional gambler and like really good at that, but that has nothing to do with her demonic contract.
Mm,
I'm gonna spin around and look towards everyone. There's some shit going down in there. Stabby kind of shit.
Sasha, you get like hit with this just wave of the smell of blood, like fresh blood.
I'm just keep gesturing like someone stabbing someone in there.
go in there.
smell the blood. It's quite messy, I think. It's fresh.
Go.
I don't want to go in there. I ain't as limber as I used to be. Someone else go first.
I was like, not me.
Does Anna know who Emerald is?
Yes.
Are you going to tell us who it is?
Not at the moment.
You know who the murderer is? Like on Country Bumpkin now, apparently.
I'm gonna like peek back in and pretend like I didn't really notice at first. Tell her background. Yeah, it looks like Emerald. Would I know that anyone else knows who that is?
She is well known in the like hub area. She is one of the anchors, so yes.
Yeah, it's definitely Emerald stabbing someone in there.
Well, that's not good. We can't have people just getting stabbed as sacrifices when the wolves are trying to do their ritual and the fae are over here doing whatever they're doing. Like, man.
Yeah. Stabs hurt.
They tend to, yeah.
The point of them is that they hurt. They usually stab.
Hey, go.
From hurting you. So I'm going to go deal with Emerald. You guys do whatever you want to do.
I'll be back up.
Stay out of it, because you'll just get yourself hurt again. We don't want two dodgy knees.
All right, that was uncalled for, and that just plain hurt my feelings. So I'm gonna stick around with you. Now I have something to prove.
All right, so Anna and Sachi are going into the mausoleum.
Do I upkeep my with this? So I obviously, when I did the first run charge and fall over, I half transformed. Does that stay in upkeep, or do I have to redo it again?
It stays because you've not actively de-transformed. Okay. And I haven't actively pushed you to your full transformation yet. We're getting there, but wanted to give you some time as not a total werewolf.
Trying to actually have some vague semblance of control. Yeah, so cool. I've still got some armor up then. So that's fine.
Yes. All right. So the two of you move into the mausoleum, and as you do, you see that like this sacrifice, the blood has like run down their chest onto the floor, and the summoning circle or whatever it is that Emerald made was etched into the floor. So you see like the blood running down to the floor, and then it making this kind of complicated pentagram-esque circle on the ground. And Emerald is standing in the middle of that. And she turns to look at you two, having heard you entered. And as she turns, you see that her demon form has started to surface. Her eyes are like glowing coals. She has leathery wings that are starting to sprout out of her back. Scales are starting to appear on her neck and down along her shoulders. She's wearing a very nice dress that tastefully matches her scales, and some killer black boots. And she looks at the two of you. Sachi, always a pleasure. Anna.
Emerald.
That's a new look. I'm kind of liking it. Any special reasons for the change? You know, I think I might change as well soon. It's getting a bit. Join in the
Not
fun.
next to me. Not next to me.
Right. Well.
So, what's the situation in here? Looks a little bloody.
Would you like to roll to figure someone out?
Yeah.
Roll with mine.
All right.
For the record, Kyle is like by the entrance, but like still outside. Just so that, you know, if things go poorly, that I can still see, but not directly involved. Thanks.
It's gonna be another 7. I just keep getting 7s today.
All right. On a hit, you can ask 2 questions from the list. Do you have the move sheet open, or do you need me to?
I have it.
Okay.
Right here.
And then on a 7 to 9, they ask you one as well. So you can either ask this out of character and like we can do it kind of meta-y, or feel free to just work it into conversation and I'll reply NPC in conversation.
All right. So yeah, Emerald, what are you hoping to get out of this?
Well, I mean, you know who it is that I work for, and he needs blood and souls. And the more blood and souls I feed him, the more power I get. And with the moon the way it is, the veil between here and there is so thin anyways.
All right. So I have one more question.
Yep.
All right. So how is there any way I can get you to, I don't know, maybe not continue doing this? Possibly?
Ooh.
Because you know me, I'm not much of a fighter. I always get my ass kicked, if you can't tell.
She does chuckle a little at that, and then, well, I mean, I suppose if you wanted to take over my contract, but I don't think you'd fare much better than me.
Yeah, you know, I don't think I'm a real good substitute for that. Sounds like a great offer, but I don't think they'd be getting much out of that replacement.
You'd be surprised, but as long as they command that I do this, I will continue to. And as if to prove the point, she kind of just like kicks the body away a little bit.
I so want to ask a question, but I think it might be a little bit too.
But now I'm curious.
It's like, Do you have any plans for the body once you've finished? I know there's going to be some hungry pups around.
Oh God. Come on.
I mean,
Would you rather an already dead body or is to go and get a fresh body?
Well, it's not like you're feeding a zoo. Come on. It's probably got a family somewhere or something. I don't know. Shouldn't go eating it.
oh no, they're a criminal. Don't worry. I think you misjudge me so much, Anna. You just assume because Briar was the way they were that I'm going to be the same way, but I'm not. How could I get you to maybe, I don't know, ease up on me a little bit?
I mean, I feel like I'm being pretty easy right now. But if you want me to ease up more, I suppose I don't know. We can go out and get a drink sometime. That sounds nice.
All right, this is not the way I was expecting this to go, and I love it.
I mean, I think you're right. Maybe I don't. I just don't understand you the way I should. And, maybe we should just go hang out sometime, talk.
Go get yourself a beer now. Go. I'll clear up the mess. Don't worry about it. It's all...
No, I'm watching you. I don't like your idea. It seems messy.
And I can't really go right now anyways, because...
Blame the chat for that one.
Thanks, chat.
Well, I mean,
sorry, I'm not even really looking at the chat. I'm like, okay, I get easily distracted. All right. And Emerald looks, I'd love to do it right now, but unfortunately I can't because, and like on cue of her saying, because her like transformation finishes, so all of her like flesh has turned to scales. Her wings have like sharp talony tips on the ends. Her fingers have gotten kind of unnaturally long. And they like go from like black scales into like gold tips, and the ground beneath her cracks.
Oh.
And you hear like the shrieking of the dead. As I said, the veil between here and there is so thin right now. Hey, Sachi, this seems like a really, really good time for that transformation to happen.
So,
Oh, God.
it doesn't seem normal, Anna. Bear with me a second. Guys, we need help. And I just kind of...
All right, so there is a, let's see, there are some things about your full transformation. So when you transform, you either have to roll to keep your cool or declare a hunt. If you declare a hunt, you have to mark corruption.
Let's declare a hunt.
All right, who are you declaring a hunt on?
Emerald.
Love it. Perfect.
It's simple. She's in front of me. I don't need to hunt her. Hunt complete. Yay!
See his tunt.
Jeez. Yeah, so Kyle and Jellybean, you see like into this mausoleum, you hear this crack, you hear the screeching come from like not only inside, like where the crack is, but also like the specters that didn't get sucked into this are also like screaming. It seems to kind of be having like a rebounding effect. And you see Sachi turn into a wolf. What's everybody doing?
How do is it like in this setting? Is it a wolf or is it kind of like your traditional werewolf two-legged?
Like bipedal.
It is up to you how you want your werewolf form to manifest. As the werewolf, I will work with you basically. So,
big dire wolf type thing.
Yes.
A wolf, but big.
Big wolf.
Big
wolf.
Perfect. Okay, so I think as soon as all of this starts to happen, Kyle reaches into her pocket and takes out, I imagine it's this kind of like crystal on this it's like a very simple like crystal looking, doesn't look very special, and on this like really simple gold chain, and she just holds it, and I would like to use channeling.
All right. I think you roll spirit for that.
Yes, and
All right.
because this is my mystical focus item, I will get one additional hold, assuming.
Yeah.
Well, I guess even on a miss, I get one, but
Even on a miss, you'll get one.
so that's nice at least. All right, let's see. That is a 8.
All right. So on a 7 to 9, hold 3. You'll hold 4 because of your focus, and you choose one from the list below. You take -1 ongoing until you rest, suffer 1 harm, armor piercing, or mark corruption.
I'll mark corruption. That's fun, right?
That's fun. I love corruption.
It's a one shot. You gotta go for it. Great, and then I get 4 hold to do things with. Perfect.
Yep. Jellybean, are you doing anything as the earth begins to crack open to hell and there are specters screaming all around, and assumingly a fae ritual going on somewhere and a wolf ritual going on somewhere? And I don't know, there's probably some vampires here too, let's be honest.
I'm looking at the specters and I go, Coral! Coral! And then I whisper to Kyle, I saw that on The Walking Dead. When you see dead things, you got to yell, Coral! So I'm yelling Coral at the specters.
Don't think it really works that way.
All right, Anna and Sachi, you are face to face with a fully transformed demon tainted who, like, evidently whatever she did, like the mausoleum floor has like a huge crack in it that's spreading and starting to open. You can see the heat rising up from this crack.
All right. I'm just gonna draw my gun, and I'm just gonna kind of wait to see what Sashi does. Kind of follow the lead there.
I'm going to turn around at you and just going to do that with my head. Is like, if you've got a gun, I'm not going to attack him. Well, you then get to shoot me. We've had our issues. So he's like, you shoot first, and then I'll attack. But kind of in growly head motion.
I'm gonna look back and be like, you're a big fucking wolf. I just got a gun. You attack.
The longer this conversation goes on, the wider that crack is getting. You're starting to see little claws like on the edge of the cracks, like little impish demons crawling their way out of this crack.
All right. I'm gonna say, all right, whatever, fuck it. I'm gonna point it at her and shoot.
All right, go ahead and roll to turn to violence. That is with blood.
Right. Oh my God, 2.
Oof. Oof.
Woo,
All right.
Here we go.
You would be like, this is why I don't bring you along anymore.
My eyes ain't as good as they used to be.
Ooh, all right. So you used to be a good shot, right? So you get your shot all lined up. It shouldn't be that hard. It's very just 3 feet in front of you. How did you miss?
I got this.
And the thing is, you don't actually miss. What happens is, like, the bullet hits her chest, and like you see like all of the scales there turn gold, and like it just stops, and she just pulls the bullet out. Like no blood, no penetration at all. Looks at it and then flicks it back towards you.
Yeah, I was putting the gun up against my shoulder, like, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew you'd be fine. Just messing around. Attack her! Attack her!
Just messing around.
And as it's coming back towards you, it is very rapidly gaining speed. And like is aimed right at you. Now there is an option called keep your cool. If you'd like to avoid getting hit by this, you could try to keep your cool.
Sure. Yeah, I would love that. I would prefer not to get shot.
All right. Shot with your own bullet. All right. Keep your cool is a spirit roll to avoid getting hit by this bullet.
All right.
This is going great, guys.
So good.
That's a 7.
All right. So on a 7 to 9, the MC will tell you what it's going to cost you. Let's see. I think you're going to, like, as you're moving to get out of the way, your knee's going to give out a little bit. So you're going to trip.
Not again.
So it's going to take you like a minute to get back up before you can do anything else. But that gives everyone else kind of an opportunity to do something. Sachi, Emerald just took a bullet and then flicked it super casual, like back towards Anna, and it turned into like a projectile.
I turn around and look at Anna and just shake my head.
Mistakes happen.
And yeah, I'm gonna jump at it. I'm gonna try this and just to prove a point. And this is not going to end well, but we shall attack.
All right. Roll with blood.
Now in my wolf form, which gives me transformation. I get natural weaponry and +1 armor. So I'm guessing I'm still on just 1 armor or 2 armor. What am I on now?
Still at 1 armor right now. But your harm is armor piercing, so that's nice.
I got a 10.
All right. So on a hit, you inflict harm as established, which is 2 harm. Your opposition chooses 1. So that's me. They inflict harm on you. They put you in a bad spot. They create an opening to flee. They're going to put you in a bad spot. And that as you attack, they're going to, like, as you sink your claws or your teeth or whatever into her, she's going to take flight right over this crack that is widening so that she is literally holding you over a gateway to hell. But on a 10 plus, you get to choose one. Do you want to inflict terrible harm, take something from them, or create an opportunity for an ally? If you inflict terrible harm, that'll bump it up from a 2 to a 3.
Not knowing kind of levels in this game, I'm kind of tempted. I know what Sachi would do, but I also know that it's probably not going to help in the game sense. Screw it, I'm going to do inflict incredible harm or whatever it was called again.
Yeah, all right.
Playing with giving Anna a chance, but nah, I don't trust Anna.
Definitely Emerald is looking a little rough as you attack her. But what's interesting is that as you like bite and scratch into her blood, instead of being red, is like black and almost kind of oily. But there is a lot of it, and it is dripping off of her down into hell below, and you hear a loud roar. All right, Kyle and Jellybean, what's up with you two?
Great.
There's like a literal, like, the crack from hell is starting to like actually leave the mausoleum. And like it's just
yeah,
it's all going to
so
hell.
I imagine that at this point Kyle has made his way into the mausoleum to see this scene. And you said crack to hell. Is there like fire crack? Is there like heat coming out of, like, it seems like a bad crack, right?
Yeah, there's no fire, there's heat coming out. A bunch of like little demon imps have started to make their way out.
Right.
And as they're flying out, they're like going to the remaining specters and like sucking life force out of these specters.
Oh, Okay, well, and I see Emerald kind of like flying above the crack with Sachi is like clinging onto her the other way around.
Yep.
Okay, I would like to spend a hold to turn to violence with my magic as a weapon.
Nice.
For elementalism. Would you say that like wind is an element?
Wind is totally an element.
Okay, cool. Um, so I would like to turn to violence, and then I would also like to mark corruption so that I can roll with spirit instead of blood.
Nice. All right, go ahead and roll to turn to violence.
And
yeah,
Anna is hurt, right?
No, she was able
might
to
need to
avoid
get
getting
out.
hurt, but she's like on the
Okay.
ground. Yeah, might need some help getting up.
Okay, so I help her. I help her up. And what do I see inside? What am I looking at when I look inside the mausoleum?
Basically at this point, like most of the mausoleum floor is cracked open. It's kind of like stone slabbed, cracked in half, and like followed the crack as it's been opening. There's that big just gash in the earth down to hell. You can see like the fires of hell and a really big demon. Phew, I almost just said the wrong name. Kyle, what was your roll?
I got a 10.
All right, so on a hit, you inflict harm as established, and this is against Emerald, right?
Yeah, so the idea that I wanted to do was to send some sort of like force wind so that it's not like if she does drop, she doesn't just drop straight down into this really bad crack. Hopefully it'll push her back so that, you know.
Yeah, I would say from the 10 plus list, that's taking something from them. You're taking their positioning.
Sure.
And then your opposition gets to choose one. They inflict harm on you. They put you in a bad spot. They create an opening to flee. So they're going to create an opening to flee by, as like you throw them off balance with the wind, they have like their super demonic strength right now. So they rip Sachi like out of their like scale armor, everything, and just like toss Sachi towards you. Like get that opening to like start to turn and fly away.
Great.
All right. Jelly Bean, you are staring down a crack to hell. Is there something else you do?
I go, okay. She's all eccentric and bubbly. Enough. She wants to use Wither.
Ooh, who are you using Wither on?
Emerald.
Ooh, all right. So the thing about Wither is that you have to touch them since it's like an intimate range. You definitely, I'm gonna say the escape path is going over you, so you can do that. What does it like look like as you grab them? Like, how are you grabbing them? Her.
Right here. Right at the jugular.
Ooh, I love it. All right, so you grab her by the throat. And then what are you going from your fairy powers? One harm, corruption, or debt?
One harm.
All right, cool. You grab her by the throat. And what does it look like as Jellybean withers somebody? What does that magic kind of look like in your
Think of the Northern Lights.
Ooh, all right. Okay. So we see that sort of light effect kind of happen around Emerald, but also her eyes, like that were those kind of red glowing coals, change colors with that sort of northern light effect. And then the light just goes out and she slumps, just like dead weight, completely lifeless in your hand.
Drop her.
All right, you drop her, but there's still this massive crack to hell. A bunch of
Drop her down the
fine.
crack.
I assumed
Oh,
you
that's
were
sorry.
around.
Down the
Unless
hole.
you tell me
Yes.
you want to drop
Yes.
her into the crack to hell, that's fine.
No,
too.
no, no. I drop her on the ground.
All right,
I
so
just kind of toss her like a dirty sock.
all right, so you toss her like a dirty sock to the side. There is this crack to hell that is open. There are all these little impish demons around that are feeding on these little specters. You can hear wolf howls off in the distance. There's some weird light coming from that little spot by the river that the Fae claimed earlier. There's just a lot going on at this
Gosh.
point, but you are all out of immediate danger.
I get off Kyle. and just
Yeah.
confront you.
Yeah, I
Um,
imagine there was not. Kyle's not athletic, so you probably just totally just flopped right on top of him.
kind of nudge you a little bit with my nose and was like, I'm sorry, not my fault.
It's whatever.
Can I go over to the demon body and kind of start to push it towards the crack with my
You know, you're a big strong wolf. You can do that.
cool.
Oh, as soon as I see her start to do that, I'm be like, whoa, hold on, let's look her over real quick. Maybe there's something on her that can help us stop this. And I want to like look her body over.
Ooh. Trying to
Yeah, how do you close a hell crack?
Yeah. I just want to double check her body to make sure she's having any like anything on her that she used to start that ritual or something along those lines.
Yeah. So I mean, you find the dagger on her that she used to, you know, kill the human sacrifice. And this is definitely not a normal dagger. Like from a distance, it had looked kind of regular, but now that you're up close with it, you see that there are like a bunch of demonic symbols etched in the hilt and along the blade. And you also find like her cell phone, and you know, cell phones have everything you could I don't know how her demon form has pockets, but her demon form has pockets.
Well, I could push a bullet out. Why not?
To unlock the phone?
Hmm?
Can it have fingerprints so we can unlock the phone as well?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. And yeah, so in the phone you see that like she had a note open last, and when you open it you see that it's like this series of instructions on how to open this hell crack that evidently she started working on like a week ago. Because a lot of it was like pre-prep stuff. Evidently, she must have killed a lot of people this week because there was a lot of soul power required to do this. She timed it up with the specters all rising up out of their graves in the graveyard. She was able to siphon off with that. There's not a clear way on how to reverse this, but you do have a magical sort of expert who might be able to figure out a way to reverse engineer a
Kyle's like, oh god, why me?
Yeah, so looking over all this stuff, I'm just gonna kind of look slowly over to Kyle. Hey, can we do anything with this?
Oh boy. Kyle kind of like runs a hand through his hair, is just like, oh, this is a lot. They don't really teach you closing hell cracks. I don't know if there's like a roll or some move that I'm just not seeing that I could maybe do.
So
think of
you
something?
have your sanctum.
Okay.
Your sanctum has an extremely knowledgeable assistant, a library of old tomes, a mystical prison, and a focus circle.
Okay.
And there's the move sanctum sanctorum, that is hard to say, that I'm going to say it falls under that of going for like a relic or a tome, like you're trying to find the right information.
Okay.
You have enough to point you in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Kyle says, look, I can try to find something. There's probably something in my books. I just have to go. Is the sanctum like here in the graveyard, or is it somewhere else, or is it kind of
I didn't
more
really establish exactly where your sanctum is, so go ahead and put it wherever you want it to
Okay.
be.
I mean, I think it's maybe not right in the graveyard because that's like werewolf territory, but I don't think it's very far.
Yeah.
I think it's like probably within walking distance. Great. Yeah. So Kyle's just like, yeah, I'll go. There's got to be something in there. I'll go look, do some research.
Great. Yeah, I believe in you.
Kyle and the body, and Carl and the body, and they kind of start nudging it again towards the. Is this okay? Can I get rid of it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're really adamant on it. If it's gonna make you feel better, go for it. Get it one final little push there with gusto.
Yeet the body into the.
As the body like gets yeeted into hell, you see all of that like black blood that was on her skin catch fire like oil. And she's cascading down. Like if you look down the crack, there is this large demon at the bottom of the crack currently. And the body just falls right into that demon's mouth.
I kind of watch, look at everyone as like, it's like quizzical look as like, did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't want to see that. I've seen enough tonight.
Jelly Bean, she reaches into one of her big sleeves and pulls out a little piece of beef jerky and leans down to Sachi. Sachi! 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 That's a good Sachi. Sachi. Not now? Okay, I'll save it for later.
Hey, well done, by the way, Jelly Bean. That was really impressive.
Oh, thank you. Have you done modeling before?
No, I think the only modeling I could probably do is at a senior home, but I mean, I can always try if I live through this.
No. There is a picture that I saw in my boyfriend's phone, and it looks just like you, but it was under a tab called MILF. What's MILF?
Wait, who's your boyfriend?
You gonna keep it a secret?
Yeah, I'll try.
His name is
pretty good.
Morgan.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, as soon as
Sorry.
body falls down the crack there, I'm like, maybe we should tail it out of here before we fall into. And it doesn't look like it's still getting bigger. Is it still?
It seems to have mostly stabilized at this point. Now, like whenever the Fey light gets more intense, it seems to kind of warble a little bit. So we're in a really like teetering equilibrium at the moment, but there's a possibility that any strong magics could just the whole thing.
All right, yeah, let's get out of here before we fall down that thing.
For the record, Kyle's already gone. He's already started running,
Fuck this shit.
which he doesn't run very fast, but he's trying to run as fast as he can.
I'm gonna start limping out the door.
So, just moseying on out. Yeah.
I'm skipping.
So when you said that it was like
just completely blanking it. You have done nothing. I do not accept that you have done this. You cannot have killed a demon, and I'm just ignoring you. It was my job. I did it. I completed it.
But you had said that it was like a equilibrium going on. I'm assuming that it's because there's like other magics being used, kind of like balancing it out. Not all the power's going to one source.
Yes.
Okay.
So. All right. And I think that is a good spot for our break.
Sounds good.
So. All right.
And we're back.
We're back.
Woo. Woof, woof.
Meow.
Who brought the cats along? I go chasing after it.
Hey, go
Awesome.
donate to Black Girls Code and Blind Cat Rescue and Sanctuary on the topic of cats.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Please do remember to donate. Links are in the chat.
All right. So, Kyle, you've made it to your sanctum through the magic of TV.
Yay.
Do you want to go ahead and give me that Sanctum Sanctorum rule?
Yes. I would
Just
like to. I think it's just spirit, right? All right. It might help if I roll in the thing. That's an 8.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, you got something close, but it's flawed or lacking in some significant way.
Great.
So you are able to pretty quickly make it back to your sanctum. Your mentor Salazar is there, as he bequeathed you the sanctum and still like visits the library. He's your knowledgeable assistant.
Yeah.
So
He just hangs out every so often.
yeah, exactly. It's chill. And he's able to direct you to kind of, maybe look in this section. And after you kind of leaf through a couple of books, you're able to find some information that has a lot more of the specifics around the ritual that Emerald must have cast, as well as some information on a reverse ritual. Now, your flaw is that somebody must have spilt something on this book one night or what have you, and the page that would have the diagram of the like ritual circle is half torn, and so you get like a little of like there's like a tea stain on it, so you can see like a little bit of the circle.
Great.
It's kind of stuck to the page behind it. Whoever did this was just like, okay. So you have most of the information you need, and most of the stuff available. A lot of what you need, like component wise, pretty standard stuff that you'd have in your sanctuary anyways. But yeah, you're missing the actual circle that you need to be able to work the magics.
Great. Okay, so I think Kyle will collect whatever components that he has that he needs. Will commit as much of that he can see of the actual circle to memory. Curse whoever last used this book. Clearly they have no respect for it. And then probably head right back. Or no, you know what? Before I leave, I'll bring the book to Salazar and just real quick ask him, like, do you know anything about this ritual? Like maybe you magically conveniently know the rest of the ritual.
Ooh. Let me see. Downside curse has secrets unfamiliar. No, I've generally avoided working with demons. That never seems to end well for us. But perhaps you could speak to some of the vampires in the city. They've been around for a while. They might have some information that we're lacking.
Great. I have just the person in mind for that. Thanks. And then he'll scurry on back. And
do you go find the other 3 of them?
Yeah, so I don't know if Kyle would have Morgan's like contact, like a way to contact them.
Oh yeah, you have a way to contact Morgan.
Okay, perfect. So on the way back, I'll call him up or text him or whatever.
Let's say you call.
Perfect.
It rings a couple of times before they pick up. Hello?
Hey, heard you could help me with the ritual.
And who would give you that idea?
Oh, just my bud.
Flash to 80-year-old Salazar being called Bud. And what type of ritual is it that you're looking for information on?
Oh, just a normal closing a crack to hell. Just a normal Wednesday.
Do you have any information on this at all?
Yeah, and I think Kyle will kind of just real briefly give a general, like, there was a sacrifice to Emerald was there and she sacrificed, and like he probably doesn't give every single detail because he's trying to do it fast, but just to give an idea.
I think I have a nicer copy of the book that you're looking at. I'll meet you, or you can come meet me.
Just come to the whatever this graveyard is called. The
Bonaventure. I know I said that wrong. There's a sorry.
Yeah.
It's a graveyard with a big crack in it. It's kind of hard to miss.
Yeah,
basically.
for real. Just come where there's a bunch of magic shit happening. You can't miss it.
All right, I'll be there shortly. But
Thanks.
we're even after this.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. And then Kyle hangs up and continues running towards back to the group.
So I know the three of you kind of like at least left the immediate vicinity of the hell crack. Where did you go? What are you doing?
I think I would have walked out. I would like to stay in the spots kind of between the mausoleum and also still, so we can kind of have an eye shot what's going on in that circle area, the clearing by the river.
Nice. So probably just like hanging around the entrance.
Like in the middle. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Okay. Sachi and Jellybean.
I'm on my phone and I'm following after Anna. Then I go, I found it right here. See, this is you right here. It says so right here. See, Cougar grocery shopping for fun under the MILF tab.
I'm gonna
That's a funny word. XXX. What's that mean?
I'm a whole man. Can I see that real quick? I'm gonna look at it closer. Is it actually me?
Ooh. I'll let you make that decision because I'm fine with it either way.
What the fuck? I'm gonna start like scrolling through other pictures. Is there other pictures of just like taking pictures of random people in stores and stuff?
Yeah, totally. Now that's a thing that Morgan does.
Jellybean, I think your boyfriend might have a bit of a problem. I'm gonna hand it back.
Is it the?
It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things going on right here. This isn't a healthy habit unless do I know Morgan at all? No, personally, or
if you don't know him personally, you definitely have like interacted with him. Yeah. He's a vampire, even though that's a secret. But he's supposedly like this neutral party. He's been around for quite a while.
So I would have any like indication if he likes to like collect dirt on people or something like that.
You're pretty sure he.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best way to be neutral is to have everybody
right.
owe you, right?
Sure.
They definitely seem like that type.
Actually, before I hand it back, I'm just gonna. Oh, you know what? This is your phone, isn't it, Jellybean? It's not his phone, right? Wouldn't matter if I deleted it. All right, I'll just hand the phone back.
What's this?
You know, I couldn't tell you. I'm not sure.
Glad that Sachi is in wolf form and technically can't communicate with you at the moment.
I mean, there's magic, and she wants to talk.
Nothing to do with this. I don't want to get involved. I'm gonna go find Yuko.
All right. We'll stay with that for a minute since Kyle's on her way back. You find Yuko further down the way from that, where the Fae are doing their little ritual thing. And she found another decent spot. It's away from the Hellcrack. But she is currently the only one who's not like actively partaking in this ritual. It's more of a rite than a ritual. And she's kind of standing at the edge, observing, and she's in her wolf form as well, and her ears are like pinned back. You can tell that like she knows something's going on, but she doesn't want to leave this unattended.
Gonna do just normal conversation for wolf speak because
yes. Thank you.
Otherwise we're just gonna be sat here for a while going woof woof woof
woof woof
woof woof woof. Yuko, are you aware of Emerald's dealings?
Yes, I'm aware. I've mostly left her alone to do her own thing. She doesn't bother us. We don't bother her.
Would you be upset if Emerald was no longer around?
I have no strong feelings either way.
Good. Emerald is no longer around. However, there's a slight problem.
And what is that problem?
Well, there's a really big fucking hole to hell. Trying to do something. A hole to hell open up, and so I dropped her in it.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I thought so too. The others were just kind of pissing around. Anna nearly shot herself. That was quite funny. I don't know where Kyle's gone. He just kind of ran away screaming like I don't know, like humans do. And, well, we won't get into what the Fae did.
You haven't accepted any gifts from her, have you?
Not technically. She left the body that I wanted. I was going to offer it for food, but she didn't gift it to me. So I'm guessing not.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me know what is going on.
Yeah, so if there's any holes appear around here, we can blame Jellybean. So.
All right. I can work with that.
Oh.
Seems like her type don't like her half the time anyways, so.
I don't know why I put up with her. The other two just seem to like her around. I try to get rid of her, but, well, you know what she's like. She kind of bounces around a lot. So.
Yeah, but I feel like she's scary when she gets serious.
I nod, but try to nod like I don't know what she's just done. Like, no, she looks like she could be serious. I've never seen anything from her, though. she's perfectly just mental and flowery, and the never scary shit happens when she's around at all, ever. So how's the ritual going?
I mean, well, nobody's run off to go chase chickens, so
Well, as I say, there is a body. If you want me, I can bring that around so we don't have to chase the chickens, and it's already dead, and so...
sure, that sounds useful.
Cool, okay. I'll go back and see, make sure that they've not killed each other, and bring your snacks and stuff, you know. Take it easy. I've got this, don't worry.
All right.
Cool.
Cool. So I think when you make it back is about the time that Kyle rejoins our scene.
I'm like, ooh,
Morgan's coming, huh?
staring at you two to like, ooh.
Yeah, you know, he can help with the book that I had was kind of someone had spilled tea or something on it, and Morgan should be able to help.
Well, that's
While
good.
she's panting, I hold out my hand kind of cuffed, and somehow there's some water in it. So I'm offering it to her as a drink.
All set. Thank you. And at this point, I think at least Kyle will give the others a very brief description of what the ritual says and like what they need to do, and he'll you know, start to do what he can, but he doesn't want to go too far without the whole picture because he doesn't want to he doesn't want to mess up this hell crack and make it worse.
Who had the knife in the phone? Did anyone take that?
I assumed you took it.
Okay. So just making sure before I say anything. I'm gonna take the knife out and just kind of like wave it around. Do you need this at all for any of that?
Ooh. Can I let it out? Because one of the let it out abilities is detect the presence and function of magical items or spells.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
All right, what do I roll for this? Let's see.
Spirit.
Oh, and I get to mark corruption. Great. If I don't get a 10.
Well, on 10 plus, you can still mark corruption and do something else.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, but I just got an 8. So.
All right. So you want to, detect the function of a magical item. Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
So this dagger was forged in hell. So that's cool. And this dagger is actually Mammon's conduit to like the human realm. Its function is to take life force from whatever it is stabbed into, or you can suck up, you know, like Spectre life force with it, like a little vacuum. Just like a little hand vacuum, you know, just clear out the little spirit goo.
Oh no.
Spirit goo.
And it makes that link and kind of that bridge over to him.
Right.
So yeah, it would be very helpful for this ritual, since this whole ritual is kind of based around opening that pathway to Mammon specifically.
Yeah, so I think Kyle will take the dagger.
Are the ghoulies still running around the graveyard?
Oh, the specters, yeah. There's some. There are a few that have like teamed up to take down a couple of these little imps that like we're trying. There's just a casual ghost versus impish demon war going on in the background.
Great.
Cool. Just watching it out of entertainment.
And so Kyle, as you're figuring out what this dagger is for, Morgan arrives on the scene. Morgan is like very fashionable. They're wearing like a slim cut suit, It's all black with the red tie. We got to go for that full vampire aesthetic.
Perfect.
Gotta walk in, you gotta know.
Yep. They're black and their hair's in braids, and their eyes are blood red. And they're holding a copy of that tome that looks pristine, like
So jealous.
first edition, probably. Like nobody has looked at it. And they considered this small enough to like be payment for something.
This vampire clearly has no respect. All right, great. So
and as they like walk up, they just throw an arm around Jellybean.
Hi, honey bunny.
Hey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm fine. I found the lady in your video.
Yeah, I saw some interesting pictures. They got of me there at the store.
Nudging her towards Morgan. It's like pushing, slightly gently. Yeah.
Well, the picture's about there, Morgan.
They just shrug and then turn to hand the book to Kyle.
I gotcha. Art projects. All right.
yeah, Kyle's like takes the book and is giving everyone else like a "what are you talking about" kind of look, and like just ignoring them and flipping open to the ritual.
Yeah, and Morgan turns back to you, and look, there's uses in knowing what everybody who's involved in the scene is up to. And I mean, you never really retired, darling.
I mean, I can't blame you for that.
The way I sort things might seem a little suspicious. I understand that, but there's a method to my madness, I promise.
There's a method to the MILF tag.
Yeah, it reminds me that you're mortal.
All right, it's all coming together now. Well, thank you.
Oh God!
Hear this like wheezy, Scrappy Doo kind of laugh in the background. Whatever is it, Scrappy Doo? No, Muttley. There we go.
So, what's the next step here? What we gonna do with all this?
And Kyle will give now that he has the complete picture of what to do, we'll just give them a kind of rundown. I mean, I don't know if they can actually help, but I'm sure they can help like put components out or something. I don't know.
So this circle is going to need to encompass the entire Hellcrack. So it's going to be a fairly large circle. It also needs anchors, people to act as anchors for the power. Just Hellcrack. Yes, Hellcrack. It's just the Hellcrack.
Crack is hell.
Take a drink every time I say Hellcrack. And we'll all be sloshed. And it's going to need people to act as anchors against the various ley lines that kind of intersect and run through this graveyard to effectively stitch the earth back together. And this ritual needs to take place like, let's just say 3 a.m. It needs to happen at the witching hour, which some indeterminate amount of time has passed. That is a reasonable amount of time away, but maybe also there's a little bit of pressure going on here, time away.
All right, great. So Kyle's gonna be like to the other three, like, all right, come here, everyone. Look at the circle. We need to draw this circle around the crack. It's a really big circle, so I'm gonna need your help. And then when we do the ritual, I'm gonna need you 3 plus more, just these 3. I don't know how many anchors we need. Like, do we need to recruit from other people or what?
Yeah, so as you're like kind of doing the math and figuring this out, you realize that, hey, that Fey ritual is going to interfere because it's pulling energy away from the focal point. And also, you need a 5th anchor.
All right, we're gonna have to talk to the Fae because we're not gonna be able to close this hell crack with them doing what they're doing. And you can see Kyle kind of look at Jellybean for a second, like considering being like, hey, you should talk to them, and then just deciding against it completely because he knows it wouldn't be any help.
Kyle, history repeating itself. This is the exact ritual, Jellybean, that Kyle interrupted you in once upon a time.
Sorry. But we can't have a hell crack just hanging out in the middle of the graveyard. So we're gonna have to do all of this, and then he like looks at his watch like pretty quickly. We've got until 3.
I look at Kyle and like trying to do puppy dog eyes, I suppose, and then looking over towards the Fey ritual. It's like, can I do this?
Maybe Anna should talk to them, and I'm sure Jellybean can help, right?
Yeah, you know what? We can probably do like a divide and conquer. I can go over there with Jellybean. We can
Yeah,
give him a
I
little
guess
speech.
we also need one more person to help us with this ritual, whether it's a Fae or someone else. I don't care who, but it's got to be someone.
I'm gonna slowly look over to Morgan.
Oh, yeah, I guess Morgan could help. I don't know if he's still here or not.
Yeah, he's not left. He is highly amused and very just not bothered by the fact that like Savannah is tearing itself apart through this hell crack in the graveyard.
Come on, Morgan.
I'm sure Morgan will want to help his sweet girlfriend, right?
I'll do the thing you like.
Roll to persuade an NPC, please.
It's like, whoa there, Jellybean. Don't
I'm
need
gonna
to hear about
this
that.
later.
Don't say that while I have liquid in my mouth.
10.
That you could have seen like me disappear behind a spray of Coke then.
Fine, I will assist in your silly little ritual.
Thank you,
I'm
honey bunny.
honest.
Wow, thanks. You know, it means a lot to me because I really am not interested in having these little. And he like gestures towards all the imps, like just running around here. You know, thanks so much. And so
They're like tribbles. They just keep like multiplying every time we draw focus to them.
Can I just go off and like chase some of them around the graveyards while I'm just there planning everything?
Totally.
Only you can eat some.
Oh, well, I'll start eating a few of them, but kind of like nipping at their heels, kind of playing with them like a dog toy or like shoes or something, just like batting them around as a.
They're like little bats with like cat ears and little cat fangs, so they keep like every time you come here.
Like Enchanted, what's his name? I can't remember his name, but there's anyway. It's late.
I'd like to see if I can use an ability. It says that I can appear to others as someone I've previously touched.
Yes.
I'd like to do that.
Which ability is that?
I would assume.
Oh, is that under the let it out option?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
then yeah. So that is a let it out roll, which is spirit.
Okay.
Glamour is another route to go if you want to use your fairy magic instead.
I want to go that route. 6.
So I do think you had some hold from the roll at the beginning of the game. If you want to make that not a failure, but if you want to roll with the failure is fun.
Yeah, let's not make it a failure.
All right. So on a 7 to 9, you mark corruption. And then who are you appearing as?
Sachi.
Human Sachi?
Yes.
Okay. Sachi, you see yourself.
I do the wolf version of a face palm. as much as I can do, just kind of like knowing full well that Jellybean is about to make me look really stupid. Whether you are about to or not, it's going through Sachi's head is like, I am now absolutely terrified about what's about to happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna look over to Jellybean Sachi and be like, all right, well, it looks like you have a plan, so I'll just follow your lead.
All right. So Jellybean, what's your plan? What you doing here?
Oh, I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna see what's happening when we approach them.
I was hoping for that.
All right. So as you approach the Fae, there's Sage, Nash, and two nondescript elven-looking Fae creatures. They're like in the middle of this ritual. There's kind of that northern light, aurora borealis effect glimmering around all of them in this circle. And like in the middle of this circle, there's like starting to like half form what looks like a throne that's also like iridescent. That's the word I'm looking for. You definitely, like, if you just walk right in there, you're gonna get some almost immediately. They won't attack you because they are focused on the ritual, but there is some side eye going on there.
So
Hey, Rainbow Bright.
I'm following, but at a distance, just watching this and kind of just. But also,
Sage like stops for a minute and like they're still like doing whatever they need to do with their like hands and stuff, but a glamour appears on like the back of their head so that it's like they have two faces, one that's actually focused on the ritual and another that's like facing towards you. Aren't you supposed to be a little bit more four-legged this time of night?
Look, pixie dust.
I'm gonna start writing
What I'm
notes on all the
gonna
insults.
do. Now I know I can be all big and broody because I'm big old dog man, but I'm gonna need you guys to pack up and get out of here.
I'm standing behind her too. I'm gonna have my arms folded like.
And I see that face and I go, and she want to talk to you. And I point at him.
again, you're hearing the Muttley in the background giggling, that wolf laugh going off.
Sage is like, I'm sorry. I thought we worked this all out earlier. Why do we need to leave?
All right, Sage. Let me level with you real quick. Sachi's a little cranky. They weren't able to eat a dead body earlier, so here's the deal. We're trying to kind of balance some stuff out that just happened with Emerald. I'll be honest with you, a big crack to hell forming in the earth. So we kind of need you to lay off of your little ritual for a little bit, at least until like 3 a.m. because we kind of need to siphon all that power over our way. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, what she said.
All right,
well, kind of pat Sachi in the back.
I'm fine with either of you doing this, but I want one of you to roll to persuade an NPC.
Okay.
Can I mess with this roll? Can I just turn up now? And just stand and just like sit on my haunches next to Jellybean and just like weirdly nod at you with like a kind of an air of respect that you've never seen from me before. It's like, yeah, you're doing well.
It's a 9.
I like this version of Jellybean.
So, there is an option here. It did not make it on the basic moves list in the quick start for some reason, but there is a move called Lend a Hand or Get in the Way. But I'm saying this because we're on the cusp of a 10 plus, where you can roll with Anna's one of like either Sachi or Sachi 2.0 can roll with Mortalis to assist Anna in this roll to give like a +1. So that would bring it up to a 10, which would be a full hit. Otherwise, I can counter the offer or demand payment, which I'm sure Sage has plenty of opinions on.
Would Sage have seen Sachi
Two.
in her real form, though, is my thing. So could maybe go down the route that it's another wolf who is actually kind of backing Sachi.
I mean, that's how Sage is interpreting it right now, because I don't think Sage necessarily knows Sachi in wolf form. Anyway, sorry. Sachi 2.0, what was that?
2.
Better Sachi, upgraded Sachi.
Sorry, so did you roll? I feel like you've said the number twice now, and I'm really sorry about that.
2.
Ooh. All right. So what happens is that Sage like looks at Sachi and the wolf that's backing up Sachi, and then looks back towards Anna. Like, it's not that I'm totally opposed to helping you out with your mortal problems of not being able to keep your earth where it belongs and this whole hell thing. I'm open to this, but I can't keep handling these wolves just pushing us around, you know. If you want to, I don't know, maybe, how would they say this? Do something a bit more permanent to take care of this situation, whether it's with your friend there or your friend's friend or that pack leader who seems to get along with you. You know, we want some assurances that they're going to stay off our backs for a little bit. Then we can mess this up and deal with Septus later.
You have a deal. I'll deal with my pack leader momentarily.
Oh no,
Sachi 2.0 is doing that. We behind Sachi like, okay, I'll do that.
Put my paw on my nose and just like do that whole.
Promise me.
Oh yeah, I can do like a pinky promise. That work for you? You want to do one of those?
Sachi promises.
I need you to roll to mislead, distract, or trick.
I was just gonna say, how are we with me trying to bite off Anna's finger for the pinky promise?
You're hungry.
I am very hungry. I was not allowed to eat that body earlier.
14.
What?
All right, so out of 10 plus, pick 3 that they're gonna buy that Sachi is actually making this promise. Also mark corruption because you are lying.
Just got the thing and I'm like, hang on a minute, this is working. And I'm just again back looking at Jenny being like, fuck yeah.
All right. So let's see. So you can you get to choose 3 from the list of create an opportunity, expose a weakness or flaw, confuse them for some time, avoid further entanglement. Because basically, you know, promises are.
But is it a lie? Because I promised that Sachi will do it. I didn't say I said Sachi will do it. So is that technically?
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into semantics.
actually ain't doing this shit.
I say that's I'm like, Sachi does not promise. But you know, we can get into the verbiage and very fey conversation to have there. Okay. Sage accepts this promise. And the glamored face disappears, and the like lights kind of start to crackle a little bit and flicker before this ritual seems to just die. The two nondescript fae seem fine with this. Nash is real annoyed about this deal that just got made. But Sage has rank, basically. Sage is higher in the court than the rest of them. So Sage is like, shut up, we're doing this. And the four of them kind of just, you know, say Sage turns towards you, Anna, and it's just like, I wish you the best of luck with your hell problems. And then there's that like collapse of like that pop of air collapsing on itself as all four of them seem to just disappear into thin air.
Ooh, well, that went a lot smoother than I thought it was gonna. All right, well, let's get back to Kyle then.
Kyle, how's making this giant circle that they all left you alone to make?
Yeah,
with Morgan. Morgan's just been like following you around, being completely useless, but criticizing all of your work.
Morgan, can you do something other than judge me for once? Like, can you just help?
I want to break a nail, darling. These are very important, you know, for capturing weak, fleshy little prey like yourself.
Yeah, well, you can fix your nails later when we're not being overrun by hell demons.
I don't know. They're kind of cute. They seem to liven the area up. And don't you like the scream of the specters? It's got a certain je ne sais quoi.
No, it's awful. And I mean, as he's saying all of this, he's just continuing to draw this circle out. He's just like, well, we'll see how much you like it when there's bigger, badder demons coming out and ripping your
you know, you can't
apart.
say something like that, right? So the three of you return upon this statement from Kyle about, we'll see how you like it when there's bigger, badder demons. And, you know, he has kind of seen this consistent spray of these imps coming out of the hell crack. And there had been like a weird sort of lapse in that. And you all feel the ground shake after Kyle says that. And you see a much larger version of like Emerald's hands, that black that went into those gold sharp tips, claw at the edge of the hell crack and start to pull itself up. As you see the very large demon that had been at the bottom, starting to pull himself out of the crack.
You guys got that one. Kyle says as he continues to draw the circle.
I don't got that one. I don't got that.
You just gotta get it for a little while.
Oh my god.
Can I use a Let It Out ability?
Yes.
I have perform a ferocious feat of lupine strength and speed. I'm just going to bolt straight towards it and just try and rip its face off.
Ooh, all right. Roll to Let It Out first.
Which is spirit?
Yes, that's with spirit.
Have I got spirit? Good.
You got one.
Yes, I have. Well, that's not good. I do have some holds from earlier. How do holds work again?
So basically with that hold, it's just so that you can add a +1 to a roll, because I like playing fast and loose with one shots. So it seemed like a good love letter hold thing. So you can just spend them.
So I have 5 on my dice plus my spirit.
Okay.
I have 2 holds.
So you can spend one of your hold to bring it up to a set. Oh. Oh, 5 is plus. Yeah, go ahead and spend both of them. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, both of them, they go up to a 7.
Cool. All right. So on a 7 to 9, you mark corruption and
Cool.
you activate that ability of your lupine strength. Do you want to describe it? I mean, I guess you kind of described it cool already. I already imagined it really cool in my brain.
Like,
But now let's
usually
turn
panic
to
and I'm like,
violence
"Fuck this."
with this attack.
Sorry?
Let's turn to violence now because,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to change dice because I rolled really badly for the last couple of times on those dice.
Put them in timeout.
Nice
Oh, that's
job.
better. There we go. That is a 10.
All right. On a hit, you inflict harm as established, which I'm going to go ahead and call that 3 because of your lupine strength and all of this ridiculousness. And your opposition chooses 1. They inflict harm on you. They put you in a bad spot. They create an opening to flee. I think they're going to inflict harm on you. They're large, so they move just a little slower than you anyways, but they get their hand up and like the middle of that swipe across their face is like you. I mean, it's a demon. You can dismember it all you want. But they get their hand up and like into your belly with their pointy gold claws. So that like you really just rake across the tips of their fingers. But on a 10 plus, you can also choose 1. You can inflict terrible harm, take something from them, or create an opportunity for an ally. Also 3 harm from that stabby stab.
Yikes.
Just because of who Sachi is, she's going to inflict terrible harm, so another +1 damage. She's literally just out for the kill now.
Nice.
Trying to prove a point to a jelly bean that is like it's not all about talking and lying to people. That Sachi's actually about the violence. This is what I'm about. I'm about killing.
Actually,
them.
about the violence.
Not about talking to people.
So there's this
Still a
like
little bit of respect for the pull off of the lie.
So I imagine in like this swipe, jump, tear, whatever, it's like you get a good chunk of Mammon's cheek and like rip his jaw off. So like that goes with you basically as you land on the other side of this hell crack. And this like, you know, all that oily blood starts to like spew out of the his neck and like down, catching on fire. But there's also like this guttural demonic roar as he kind of reels back a little bit. Cool. And also, congratulations, you have a demon jaw in your mouth. Anna or Jellybean, are either of you doing anything?
I'm gonna be trying to help finish the circle, help Kyle.
All right.
Crap, am I going to be left by myself to beat
Possibly.
You're buying them time to finish making the circle.
Sachi dead.
And I'm in the back cheering on Sachi as Sachi.
I imagine that you just like clamor up little like pom poms and like a cheerleader outfit.
Yes. Because she's enjoying watching him. Or
Yeah, I'll swim up to Kyle and be like, Kyle, all right, Kyle, what I gotta do? What I gotta do here? What do you need?
Here, and I think that like he has probably gotten the circle mostly memorized at this point when he has to draw, so he just hands over the book to Anna and is like, just help me finish drawing this.
Oh, all right, I'm not good at drawing, but I'll help.
Just do your best, it's fine.
I also just thought, if I'm distracting Mammon, you need another person in the circle.
We'll figure that out once we're done with the circle.
Just to add to your worries while I'm got my chew toy.
You'll just take a break from fighting a demon.
Just run over here real quick.
Chew toy,
Yeah.
I'm good.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and continue to help Kyle.
All right, so between the two of you, the work's going pretty quick, but it seems like there's gonna be enough time for Mammon to like pull himself out of the hell crack And like all the grass around it now as he's pulling himself up and is like bleeding oil onto the grass. So it's like all catching fire. A lot of these little like baby imp demons are starting to swarm, especially towards Wolf Sachi, since she just ripped Mammon's jaw off. Sachi, what you doing?
I'm looking at the amount of harm I've taken and thinking that if anything here hits me, I'm likely to die. As much as
there's a fun mechanic called scars, that you can mark a scar to avoid taking harm. It's a one-shot. Drive it like you stole it.
Well, because I was also looking at my let it out ability, and I'm just like want to kind of chew on Mammon's jaw and kind of use that to heal 2 harm instantaneously.
Roll to let it out.
This is where it all goes wrong, and I choke to death on his jaw, isn't it?
I would also like to use a let it out ability, and those little things that's crawling out, as well as a little big demon monster thingy. I want to shoot them all with lightning.
All right, go ahead and roll to let it out to summon that storm. I see a 3 over there.
Yikes.
Sachi is choking to death on Mammon's jaw.
You're not choking to death.
I'm certainly not being nourished.
No, you're not. As you're like chewing down on this jaw, it tastes awful. It tastes so bad. Like, and you've eaten some pretty rank stuff. Something about demon jaw, hot from hell. It's like it's like
just not feeling it.
It's not, it's like dumpster juice on like a rotten hot dog. It's gross. It's bad.
Now that I missed the body as well from earlier makes it worse.
Right? Yeah, it's like you could have had this perfectly nice human, and instead you're chewing on this. It is not good. And you feel yourself feeling kind of like a little woozy, a little and in that time, Mammon is able to actually exit the hell crack and is like standing like 15 feet tall. Fire, blood that's turning into fire all around. Jellybean, how did your roll to summon your elemental storm go?
I got a 12.
Oh, sweet. Congratulations. You summoned an elemental storm. Would you like to not mark corruption or activate another ability from that list?
Activate another ability.
All right. Which one would you like to choose?
Let's see. Where's the ability?
So you can summon an elemental storm, which you did. Appear to others as someone you've previously touched. Compel the elements of your court to reveal what they've seen, or create a magical opening for yourself and others to escape.
I'd like to create. You said I can choose another one?
Yes.
Okay. Create a magical opening to move Wolf Sachi out the way.
Oh. So Sachi, this Northern Lights-esque door just appears in front of you. As
I see the door. I know exactly what it is. Before I walk through it, I first vomit through it. Vomit demon jaw out, just to make sure that Sachi 2.0, who is trying to be better Sachi, is aware that Sachi does not think she's better, and then walks through, kind of gags her way through it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that this door just like takes you a little bit away. You're still like, you're actually in a really good position to be able to get into one of the anchor spots. But it gets you out of the way. We see like a bunch of these little imp creatures like falling out of the sky back into the hell crack as this lightning zaps at them. And the specters that are remaining have kind of started to like converge upon this point as well. Like part of it, some of them are like, hey, this is the most fun I've had in my undead life. And some of them are like, oh, I am here to help if you need help. So there's that nice combination of things. But as we get all of this convergence going on, the flames, the specters coming in, the circle is complete, has been put into place.
Okay, great. Now we need to have the anchors stand there, and he like gestures to like the.
Tell me where to go. I'll go to one of the spots that Kyle points to.
Did Sachi like reemerge somewhere here, or
Yes,
is she just,
Sachi?
okay, like, is she just
Sachi
gone?
is not. Yeah, no, I wasn't. You know, maybe this was a campaign I'd do that, but it's a one shot. So Sachi is over near one of the anchor points.
Great.
Sachi's on the anchor point, curled up in a ball, kind of gagging.
Yeah, it's got some like demon blood just like dripping. Great. And then Kyle will direct Jellybean to another point and then turn to Morgan and give him like a, please just do this for me right now. Look, like, don't complain or argue, just go stand over there.
I'd help. And yeah, no, Morgan gets that out. I said I'd help. And then like imperceivably fast is in his spot.
Perfect. And then Kyle goes and stands at the last spot and does some magic stuff. Question mark.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you. I mean, I don't think this is technically on the abilities list, but I'm gonna have you do a
Oh,
let
yeah.
it out roll. If you want to go ahead and do that.
All right, that is a 9, and I'm gonna spend one of my holds from the beginning to make it a 10.
All right. I'm just gonna treat this kind of DMT-ish.
Yeah.
So as you start casting your magic, the circle, like I'm imagining you use like either like salt or sand or some sort of component like that. It all starts to like glow. And we see the moon like directly overhead, and there's like this chime, for lack of a better way, like a tuning fork has been hit. And like that vibration kind of goes throughout the circle. And from each of the anchor points, like it looks like chains made out of moonlight start shooting towards Mammon, and like there's too many of them for him to hit all of them off, but not all of them make purchase. Anna, you still have that dagger, and you feel it like kind of vibrating on the same frequency as this chime that's like going through the air.
I pull out and just look at it. Is it doing anything else, or just vibrating?
As you like pull it out and look at it, you like can feel it trying to pull towards Mammon. And you see like a bunch of the like some of the specters are also like getting kind of drawn into this, it seems like, but the moonlight's strengthening them, and like the dagger's glowing that same moonlight glow that all the chains are. And you like hear one of the specters tell you to throw it at his throat, because you know there's that nice he got a nice open shot,
a fleshy bit.
There's no
Get them in their weak point.
You can go straight for it.
Does everyone else hear that?
Do it.
All right, I'm gonna try and throw it.
All right, I'm gonna I will let you take your pick. This could either be a turn to violence or this could be a let it out, because it's kind of somewhere between the two.
I'll do let it out.
All right.
Try it that way.
Or keep your cool. Yeah, actually keep your cool makes sense here. So go ahead and roll the spirit.
Okay. That's a 7, and then can I use my 1 extra point to make it an 8, or would that even matter?
It doesn't matter. 7 to 9 is the same bracket. Okay, let's see. So on a keep your cool. So when things get real and you keep your cool, tell the MC the situation you want to avoid, which is, like
Missing.
totally. Yeah.
Like last time?
Yeah. On a 7 to 9, the MC will tell you what it's gonna cost you. Let's see. What's a good, because we're near the end. Good veteran cost. You can feel it pulling on your life force as you go to throw it. And there is a so you already have those facial scars, but you can kind of feel that those are going to resonate with this as you do it, and they're always going to glow lightly, from here on out, because that's a cool cost.
Yeah. I'm down. I'm down with that.
All right. So we get this really dramatic scene of Anna throwing the dagger right towards Mammon's throat. As she does, the specters that were around her kind of rush in with it. And it's like this chain goes from Anna's arm to Mammon, right into his throat. And between the swarm of the specters and all of the chains, he is forced back down into the crack in the hell crack, as we have fondly named it, forced back down into the hell crack, and the earth kind of starts to knit itself back together with the help of the energy from these specters. And then it all goes quiet and peaceful.
Statue retches and vomits.
This piece is just broken by vomiting.
Yeah,
Jelly beans just back to herself, and she's cheering, "Crack is wet, crack is wet, crack is wet."
I'll walk over to Sashi and look her over. Are you all right?
I look at you and just kind of try not to respond, and is try not to look like you're helping me, because nobody should be helping me, especially not you, who I've helped many times before, because you're always the one getting into trouble and not me. And please give me love, because I feel ill and I've got food poisoning because I ate demon jaw, and that was a bad idea. But yeah, I'm sorry for everything that's ever happened between us. You're actually ace, and you are brilliant. And that knife throw was fucking phenomenal. Don't ever retire, please. I'm so ill. And I just curl up into a ball at your feet and just please love me.
I am so confused right now. I'm gonna look back to the others. Should we try to take her home or something? Get her out of here?
I'm on the floor with Sachi, rubbing her belly.
I mean,
Sachi's okay with this.
The pack is here, right? We can just take her to them.
I mean, yeah, I suppose we can drop them off.
They would probably know what to do, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm no good at healing or anything, so.
Yeah, there's no healer in this party at all.
All right, I'll try to.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you broke has nature's caress, but
I'll try to go down to kind of try to prop Sachi up on my good knee. See if she'll let me, and just kind of help her walk over towards where her pack was.
No.
Yeah.
Sachi can walk, but she's being very affectionate towards people.
We should get her back to her pack. She has to talk to her pack later.
As soon as you get near the pack, and Yuko's around, Sachi's demeanor changes. She tries to be the pack leader. Obviously fails miserably because she's gagging and vomiting everywhere, but is trying to put up that thing, and the demeanor changes as soon as Yuko appears. Up until that point, she's probably leaning on you all, and you're the best people ever. he loves you and worships you. But then Yuko turns up and he's like, yeah, no, fuck you lot.
Yeah, and Yuko shows up to like give Sachi assistance at this point. Kind of like does like a circle around Sachi, like, okay, yeah, you need help. But we can't really do much until we transform back, basically. But you all have a pack doctor who like knows how to deal with your pack shenanigans.
Food poisoning.
Mm-hmm. And Yuko just kind of like nods at the rest of the three of you and thanks. And Sachi is to Sachi, just come sit with me. The rite's almost done.
I
After that,
and try to hold myself up, but in that kind of, I don't know how a dog does the pale sick face, but in whatever way that a dog does that whole kind of pasty white, I'm going to vomit the second kind of face that happens.
I turn around and I skip away because I'm getting ready to leave. But before I leave, I turn around and yell, by the way, Sachi wants to tell you something. And then I turn around and I keep going.
I'm gonna hang around, just watch the ritual.
Is Jelly Bean still in Sachi 2.0 form? Okay. That would have been a weird conversation.
And then what is Kyle doing?
I think Kyle's probably a little tired. There's too much excitement for one day. Probably gonna just find like somewhere to sit where he can watch as much of the cemetery as possible and make sure that the rest of the night just kind of goes more smoothly than it has been so far. I don't know. It's been too exciting and he's probably tired and it's just like, please let nothing else bad happen.
All right, so we're gonna get closing shots for everyone. We get that shot of like the werewolf rite ending just before the sun starts to rise. And you got to stay and watch the rest of it. It was actually a very like kind of beautiful and spiritual sort of thing. And when Yuko's like back into her human form, she puts an arm around Sachi to like help Sachi up. You did good tonight, kid.
Sachi just nods because still pale, still not feeling good, just not talking because talking.
Kyle, the rest of the night in the cemetery was peaceful. Some of the specters were still up and about because this is just a thing that happens on the blue moon. But they were all pretty chill. A couple of them told you some stories and like kept you company to express their thanks. And as the sun rises, you get a text from Morgan that just says you can keep the book.
Ooh. Just text him back like thanks. And probably just takes it back to the sanctum to replace the ruined copy.
Let's see, Jellybean. I'm trying to think of what's a good end scene for Jellybean.
Dancing with the imps.
No, let's see. Jellybean, you were having fun with your boyfriend. So after the ritual, Morgan took you out for like a nice night on the town for the rest of the night. And as the sun starts to rise, he invites you into his haven, which is nice and dark and somewhere he can still be awake during the day.
Good thing, because she did promise to do that thing he likes.
That's true. She did. Surprise. It's make human food for him. Anna, you got to achieve your purpose. You did the thing that you wanted to do. You kept Emerald at bay, and you have the security of knowing that the hell crack has been sealed. But somewhere inside of you, you know your work is never done. And I think our closing shot is Anna returning to her workshop to work on something for the next problem.
Very nice.
And that is where we will end our one shot of Urban Shadows.
Very nice, guys.
Yay, that was so much fun.
Nice. That was brilliant. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yes, thank you all.
I loved how everyone brought the characters to life. So that was a lot of fun.
That's always the fun part.
part.
Yeah, thank you for having me for this. This was a good time. It was my first time playing too. So
Yeah, I think
First
it was
experience.
all of our first times. Well, except for, I mean, obviously Landon has run this before, I'm sure, but
Many, many times.
yeah, I don't think any of us have played any Urban Shadows before.
mm,
So
Yes, and it's definitely, I did my best with the one shot to like give you all kind of a glimpse into the various aspects of the system. It's definitely one of those games that like gains critical mass the more you play it, because there's so many things you did that as a GM I'd be like, yeah, by the way, Emerald's not really dead because you threw her
Yeah.
into hell, and
Yeah.
Mammon's definitely just going to bring her back to life.
oh yeah,
Oh,
For
That
sure.
Fae would become a problem, so then you get to like deal with all your ongoing problems.
I
So
was fully expecting during that a fair werewolf, a fey werewolf full on just like mash party going on, and then you kind of
mhm.
it went somewhere else. It's like, oh,
yeah, that's the fun thing about Urban Shadows. I love that they renamed the move to turn to violence, because it's really like that's a thing you turn to. It's not always your first route, and it's by no means your only route. So that's one of the things I love, is all the kind of intrigue, because
yeah,
this is also in a world where not everyone knows about the supernatural. So the last thing you want to do is have like fights in the street, because then the cops show up and nobody wants to deal with the cops.
Definitely.
it's very much kind of like a more kind of it's got that feeling of the World of Darkness, Chronicles of Darkness kind of thing, where it's modern society and you've got all this weird shit happening in it.
Mhm.
But it's a lot more flexible in the way that you can do that. Like you can actually just kind of like, yeah, there's a hell crack in the floor over there. That's fine. Deal with it. There's a weird ritual happening in the background, and lightning and things. Whereas Chronicles of Darkness and World of Darkness, it's a little bit more contained. It's a little bit more hidden. This is just like, yeah, it's real world, but let's have some fucking fun with it. So, let's have a Fae who hates werewolf pretend to be a werewolf. Honestly, watching. I've had the chat up and moderating the chat for this entire thing. Jelly Bean, you have had so much love in the chat.
Yes.
Star of the show. You need to just kind of bring this out more often, and we need Jelly Bean more. Jelly Bean needs to be in everything now.
Jelly Bean's gonna show up in other games of mine, I promise now.
Thank you guys. This is my first time playing like at a con, and I was like, wow.
You killed it. Absolutely nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Thank you.
And the MILF thing. Wow.
Oh my gosh, that was all killing me. And I was like, all right, this character just went in a completely different direction, but I'm rolling with it.
it was great. Well, I think that's all we have. I don't know.
think
Has
so.
anyone else got anything?
No, I think I'm good unless you guys want to go over your
By the way,
handles or
Urban
anything one more time.
Shadows is by Magpie Games. Sorry, I'm going to do a plug now.
Yeah,
Urban Shadows is
do
by
a plug.
Magpie Games. You can
When is
go
second
check.
edition out? When is it out?
So, Urban Shadows, the second edition, successfully kickstarted near the end of last year. Currently, the Kickstarter, I think, is expected to deliver November. Don't hold me to that. However, these quick start materials are freely available on drivethrurpg.com, and it'll be getting updated as they, continue to add more playbooks. Urban Shadows First Edition has 10 playbooks, and so there's going to definitely be more playbook editions. Urban Shadows 1 you can also still buy on Drive-Thru RPG. There's definitely some really good quality of life improvements, and a lot of the changes are more on the GM side than the player side. You can check out Magpie Games at www.magpiegames.com. They also have a thing called the Curated Play Program where you can pay to play in games. That's what I do. I run games for Magpie, and Urban Shadow 2nd Edition is being run as part of the Curated Play Program. You can also follow them on Twitter at Magpie Official. Cool. I'm impressed I knew all that off the top of my head.
Yeah, that was a good plug.
So, but yeah. Cool. All right.
I think we've got a few, maybe 2 or 3 minutes left. Shall we?
Yes.
Unless Chris has
Go around.
He's just turned up. So
Okay.
Whatever is good with me.
I'm going to go ahead and kick it
like
off.
everybody else, but
All right, yeah, I'll go. Are we doing plugs now? Sorry, is that what we're at now? Okay,
Yeah,
hi.
just
Yeah,
real quick. We gotta go.
I'm Landon. I've been your MC today. You can follow me on Twitter at occasionalgm. Wow. You can follow me on Twitter at occasionalgm. You can also listen to my Urban Shadows podcast, Shadows of St. Fleur, on whatever podcasting platform you like. We are playing First Edition there, but it's a great time. It's a lot of fun. I also am a player and do some content creation over at Tabletop Roulette, which is another actual play podcast. So go check that out as well. Currently running Lancer, but there's a lot of different games that get played on that podcast.
Okay, I'll go next. Jada Jester. I am the co-founder for Near Dark Society, formerly New Dark Studios. We usually do Chicago by Night games, which will be back around June. Right now, we are still running a consistent D&D homebrew campaign, Death Attack, every Sunday. And then we also have some Call of Cthulhu series and whatnot on our YouTube as well, which is at Near Dark Society or Near Dark Studios if you can't find it. But yeah.
I'll go next. I'm Aid or Ashley. You can find me at my Twitter handle below. You can find me on Monday nights over on the Gehenna Gaming Twitch stream where I play Monster Hearts 2. You can find me on Friday nights over on Caring Comfort Studios where I play Interstitial, which is a Kingdom Hearts game. And then right now it's on break, but usually on Sundays you can find me over on Caring Comfort Studios as well where I play Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition.
And I'm Kitty Kimchi, and you can find me at River Region Studios. Twitter is She's Blasian, and I play your brooding gangrel veterinarian, Dr. J, on Montgomery by Night.
okay. I am David from Darker Days Radio. Do a lot of the Dark Hammer stuff with Chris from Darker Days Radio. I also run every second Sunday, I should say, the live stream of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, where we're doing the Enemy Within campaign. We're currently just arrived at Bogenhafen, and everything has just gone to shit. And that's over on Gehenna Gaming. Other than that, yeah, as I say, I'm on Darker Days Radio occasionally, but I also have my own stuff over at The Drunken Storyteller as a podcast where I drink and tell folklore tales and just talk out of my ass for about an hour. And yeah, that's me. Cool. I guess that's it.
Yeah, I think we're bowing out now.
Yeah.
I think we're bowing out.
I think so.
Yeah.
Amazing fun. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone who hung out and watched and listened or what have you. It was a great time.